WDET. I'm Robin Vincent. Federal immigration enforcement has ramped up, and cities and municipalities are often asked to cooperate. The question of their collaboration is now being put to governing bodies that much of the public overlooks. Last week, the Wayne County Airport Authority Board of Directors faced questions from protesters. They wanted to know if the airport authority has contracts with Immigration and Customs Enforcement and if it's allowing deportation flights to happen out of Willow Run Airport. The Detroit Documenter's Shiva Shahmir was at the Board of Directors meeting and sent us this dispatch.
Last week, I covered the Wayne County Airport Authority Board of Directors meeting. During his report, CEO Chad Newton addressed growing questions about ICE deportation flights operating out of Willow Run Airport. Several speakers urged the board to take a stronger moral stance, citing 89 ICE charter flights that reportedly departed Willow Run in 2025, potentially carrying thousands of people to detention facilities with unclear due process. One public speaker questioned the lack of transparency around deportation flights at Willow Run. Others speaking in the days following Martin Luther King Jr. Day described the flights as appalling and pressed board members to use their voices to oppose them, with one speaker calling for workers to take direct action. The board adjourned the meeting after public comments.
That was Shiva Shahmir of the Detroit Documenters. That was her dispatch from the Wayne County Airport Authority Board of Directors meeting. To hear more about what transpired at that recent meeting, I'm joined by Noah Kincade, Detroit Documenters coordinator for Outlier Media. Noah, welcome back.
Hi, Robin. Thanks so much.
Okay, so Detroit documenter Shiva Shahmir was at the Airport Authority meeting, taking notes during the public comment period, as we know Detroit documenters do so well. And like many people in Southeast Michigan and across the country, folks showed up demanding answers about what they see as cooperation with ICE. First, is ICE running deportation flights out of Willow Run Airport?
Yeah, as far as we know, they are. Now, this information is all coming from a nonprofit immigrant rights organization called Human Rights First. They are really doing the hard work of tracking these flights in and out. They are seeing where they're coming from, where they're going to, and they're really connecting the dots. I think it's important to note that at no point has the airport authority denied that these flights are going in and out of Willow Run.
And I should note the Metro contacted ICE for comment on flights and detainees flying in and out of Willow Run Airport, and we have not yet heard back. Now, Noah, attendees were focused on contracts that the Wayne County Airport Authority might have with ICE to run these deportation flights out of Willow Run. Does the Airport Authority have any contracts directly with ICE?
They don't. And they said so much. The CEO, Chad Newton, read a prepared statement saying as much.
The board is aware we have received inquiries from the media and the public regarding operations of flights by U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement at Willow Run Airport. The primary question has been, does the Wayne County Airport Authority have contracts with ICE? Our response remains, the Wayne County Airport Authority does not have any involvement in the agreements between airlines and their partners, including federal agencies, as long as those agreements meet legal and safety requirements.
Okay, that was Wayne County Airport Authority CEO Chad Newton. Now, this raises an important question. One we're coming across more and more. Does the Wayne County Airport Authority even have the authority to deny or obstruct ICE operations?
Not really. But like all of these questions, right, it's very complicated. So the short answer is no. When these big airports get federal funds, like Willow Run and Detroit Metro, they have to agree to certain conditions with the federal government. They're called like grant assurances. Okay. And one of the big ones is it's called economic non-discrimination clause, right? Which just basically says they're going to allow any flight who needs to fly in and out of there, regardless of what the purpose of that flight is, right? They can't start picking and choosing who's allowed to land or take off at the airport. You kind of think of it like a truck stop off the side of the freeway, right? Nobody's asking you like where you're going or what you're carrying, when you just need to pull off,
no one
get
would
some
want
gas.
that.
No,
Yeah.
exactly. And so they've made these agreements with the federal government. But, as he said in that statement, he kind of indicated their hands are tied, but it's always couched in this, so long as the flights are operating safely and within the law, right? Now, I think if you asked the protesters at that meeting if they thought ICE is operating legally, they're going to say, well, no, there's all these examples of people's rights being violated. And yet, that's a slightly different question as to whether the flights themselves, right, the airlines that are shuttling ICE and these detainees are actually operating legally or not.
So, in other words, residents were unsatisfied with that answer from Wayne County Airport Authority CEO Chad Newton.
Very.
We have a moral duty in front of us. The fact that this body has not even taken the morally hollow step of having a resolution to say that they don't even, that at least that they don't approve of what they're allowing to happen, is telling. Is there anybody on this board that with the guts to stand up and make such a resolution and to hold a press conference and tell people that what's going on at Willow Run is wrong?
So that was one resident speaking up who is angry about what's happening.
Yeah.
What does the Wayne County Airport Authority really do?
Yeah, their job is to manage and operate these two airports. We've been covering them. Detroit Documenters have been covering them for a couple of years, and pretty much all their meetings they're discussing and approving contracts, right? Big dollar contracts. They've got like $500 million a year budget. And so like at this most recent one, they approved a $49 million budget to renovate bathrooms in McNamara Terminal. That's the kind of like day in and day out stuff they're typically dealing with.
So my last question to you, Noah, is how are residents and voters able to keep the decision makers accountable on this board?
Right. So they're not electing this board at the Airport Authority, but they are electing the people that appoint them. So it's a 7-member board. 4 members are appointed by the Wayne County Executive, which is Warren Evans. His term is up at the end of this year. 2 are appointed by the governor, Gretchen Whitmer, in this case, and 1 is appointed by the Wayne County Commissioner. So all of those 3 different, people or groups, those are all elected by the people. And so you can write letters to them. You can vote them out of office. You can exert, your rights as the people that way.
Okay, so there is a line of accountability. Thank you for tracing that for us. Noah Kincade is the Detroit Documenters coordinator at Outlier Media. The Detroit Documenters program trains and pays Detroiters to attend local public meetings and monitor our elected officials. It is a very important task. Noah, thanks so much.
Thanks for having me.
Metro on WDET. We'll be right back after the news. Stay with us. This is WDET-FM, Detroit Public Radio, your connection to news, music, and conversation.